common misconceptions. Some common misconceptions are that it's a child's game. Basically, the only people that play it are children. It's simple. It's like cartoons, this, that, the other thing. True, it is. Kids play it, and it's cartoons, but not really. It actually is basically like a worldwide competition where people travel all over the world to go play, and it's not just children. It's more like 20s. The only you'll see them at locals, and locals are basically like around your neighborhood type thing. They'll play around, you know what I mean? And then basically they'll more like the competitive level is like 20-year-olds, and like 30-year-olds, and yeah, so basically that. And then I mean there's Ben Leverett, who's 11 or 12. No, he's 13, and he's a prodigy in and of itself. And then because he plays with the best player in the world, and basically it's not just a kids game. It's more so like more of adult type game, and you practically won't see any kids playing because they're not good enough. I mean, they have that notion in their head where it's like, oh, if I just do this, then like on the TV show, and they listen to what's on the TV show, that they don't practice like all the real stuff. They have no one to guide them, so they just lose. And the game is not simple in any means. It requires, in some cases, it's harder than chess. I mean, it's on par with chess. I wouldn't say harder, but basically you have to be able to read your opponent. You have to be able to look and plan your plays out for the future. And if you mess up once, then you're pretty much lost. It can be that simple, and that same thing goes for chess. If you mess up once, you can pretty much lose the game. While in chess, it's kind of like a structured, like how the game is going to go. You can pretty much predict every move. This game is based off, you have to have luck and skill. Mainly skill, but the game is also factored on luck. But people who just rely on luck, they won't make it past the preliminaries. They won't do that. And you can tell who is consistently good and has skill based on their wins and how far they proceed into the tournament and how many tournaments they win just by that. So, do I make any money from the game? I do make money. Basically, like it's kind of like the stock market. Card prices will go up and down, and they will either plummet or skyrocket based on like what new cards are coming out, what's not going to be good, and basically Konami has a ban list, and basically what cards are really good they get taken out because they're just ridiculously good and people lose to them. And then basically, let's see, it's kind of like Konami recently like made like a whole bunch of reprints, and reprints are basically they have one card and then they make another copy of it later on, so this way people can afford to play them because it's so expensive. Like there's one deck that's like $800, and that's ridiculously good. And basically you have to know when to sell and when not to sell. I mean, my friend just sold all of his stuff for like $500, and then before that he sold $1,000 worth of stuff. So there's a good majority of money to be made, but you have to build your empire essentially. And basically, like I was gonna sell cards for $120, but later on they got sold for $20. So there is a good majority of money to be made from the game.